Hello guys, fishing legends! Cast your lines into the wild wave-crashing chaos of Fish A Brainrot, Roblox's fishing frenzy where rods either reel in epic hauls or snap like a newbie's first cast. Picture Magma rods sizzling up rare catches with volcanic flair, while weak rod breaks mid-pull with a pitiful crack. I'm your bait-hoarding, rod-swinging angler who's lost more lures than a rookie in Coral Cove, chuckled at my own wooden rod flop, and still chases Divine Rod's holy glow. We're ranking every rod from A-tier fishing kings to C-tier duds, packed with salty tales and pro tips to dominate fishing zones, PvE events, and PvP bait battles with Fish A Brainrot's oceanic swagger. Load your tackle box, sharpen your hooks, and let's haul in the big ones. In Fish A Brainrot, rods are your fishing lifelines, blending durability, cast range, and enchant compatibility. E.g., Fire Enchant boosts Magma rod's catch rate. A-tier rods like Divine Rod reign with power and rarity, while C-tier weak rod flounders in shallow waters. Farm bait, 100 to 500 from Coral Cove, or PvP wins, 5 to 10% bonus to upgrade. Check Discord or Trello for new rods or events. Whether you're a level 10 newbie splashing in shallow bay or a pro reeling in deep abyss, this tier list is your fishing net. Let's start with C-tier flops and swim to A-tier glory. Now, let's talk about the unfortunate souls of the fishing world as we cast our lines into the shallow, murky waters of the C-tier rods, where these fragile tools crumble under the slightest pressure like a soggy cracker left out in the rain, turning every cast into a potential disaster waiting to unfold. These rods are the starting point for beginners who arrive with empty bait bags, their pockets as light as the breeze. Yet they carry enough grit and good humor to laugh off the inevitable line breaks and tangled messes that come with their early fishing adventures. Picture yourself standing at the edge of Coral Cove, rod in hand, only to watch your dreams sink as these rods fail spectacularly. Perfect for those who find joy in the absurdity of a broken cast. Time to cast into Coral Rod, the reef relic that tangles more than it catches. In a Coral Cove run, Coral Rod snagged a weed instead of a fish, turning the haul into a coral knot. Its short range and low durability nab basic catches, but frequent breaks and no enchant slots sink it fast. Use it for level 5 to 10 fishing, cast in shallow zones for a nibble, and upgrade before the big fish bite. Next up, Wooden Rod, the rustic stick that bends but doesn't hold. Picture it creaking through a PvE event, only to snap mid-cast. In a shallow bay grind, Wooden Rod hooked a boot instead of bait, making the day a wooden wreck. Its cheap bait cost aids early hauls, but weak stats and no upgrades keep it C-tier. Use it for level 10 clears, cast in calm waters for a spark, and swap it out. Finally, Weak Rod, the fragile flop that breaks before the fight. In a PvP bait battle, Weak Rod reeled a minnow but shattered under tension, turning the duel into a weak whimper. Its basic cast range catches starters, but pitiful durability and zero enchant potential doom it. Use it for level 5 grinds, cast in beginner zones for a feint pull, and retire it quick. Now, let's talk about stepping up to the mid-tier tides as we wade into the world of B-tier rods, where these trusty tools bring a decent pull to the table but still flounder a bit when faced with the meta's toughest challenges, offering a glimmer of hope for anglers willing to grind through the rough waters. These rods are the perfect companions for bait farmers who find themselves grinning at the occasional net misses, turning each cast into a story of perseverance and a touch of saltwater humor. Ideal for those who love the journey as much as the catch. Imagine casting out into deep abyss, rod in hand, only to see these rods shine brightly before revealing their limitations. Perfect for mid-game anglers with a sense of adventure. First up, Frozen Rod, the icy tool that chills but doesn't freeze the game. In a deep abyss run, Frozen Rod iced a catch but cracked under pressure, turning the haul into a frozen fumble. Its decent range and ice enchant compatibility boost mid-tier fishing, but slow cast speed holds it back. Use it for level 20 to 30 zones, cast in cold waters for a boost, and trade for A-tier. Next, Astral Rod, the starry rod that glows but doesn't guide. In a PvP event, Astral Rod lit up the sea but missed the target, making the battle an astral oops. Its medium durability and enchant slots aid mid-game, but low catch rate keeps it B-tier. Use it for level 25 grinds, cast in twilight zones for synergy, and upgrade soon. Time to shock with Lightning Rod, the electric rod that zaps but doesn't stun. In a Coral Cove mission, Lightning Rod sparked a haul but shorted out, turning the day into a lightning lapse. Its AoE cast and shock enchant shine in mid-game, but high bait costs dim its edge. Use it for level 20 to 30 clears, cast in stormy waters for a pull, and swap it out. Finally, Reinforced Rod, the sturdy stick that holds but doesn't haul big. In a PvE wave, Reinforced Rod took hits but reeled nothing, making the fight a reinforced shrug. Its high durability aids mid-game survival, but weak range limits catches. Use it for level 25 zones, cast as a backup rod for a spark, and trade for better. Now, let's dive headfirst into the deep and turbulent seas, where the A-tier rods reign supreme as the true titans of Fish A Brainrot. Rods that haul in the meta with the pride of a seasoned fisherman who knows the ocean's every secret and isn't afraid to show it off. These are the prized possessions for bait-rich anglers who are ready to dominate the waves, turning every cast into a spectacle of skill and strategy. Perfect for those who dream of reeling in the rarest catches under the sun or moon. Picture yourself standing at the edge of deep abyss, rod gleaming, as these A-tier wonders prove their worth. Ideal for pros who live for the thrill of the pull. First up, Magma Rod, the volcanic rod that sizzles with power. In a deep abyss grind, Magma Rod melted a rare catch but overheated its line, turning the haul into a magma melt. Its long range and fire enchant compatibility torch late game fish, but heat damage risks line breaks. Use it for level 30 to 40 zones, cast in hot waters for max pulls, and keep the fire burning. Next, Divine Rod, the holy rod that blesses every cast. In a PvP bait battle, Divine Rod reeled a mythic haul but glowed too bright to aim, making the duel a divine dazzle. Its high durability and holy enchant boost rare catches, but steep bait costs need grinding. Use it for level 35 to 45 clears, cast in sacred zones for a boost, and reel the meta. Finally, Cupid Rod, the love-struck rod that charms the sea. In a nightmare fishing event, Cupid Rod lured fish with heart-shaped casts but tangled in romance, turning the run into a Cupid cuddle. Its charm effect and decent range dominate late game, but slow cast speed needs patience. Use it for level 40 zones, cast in romantic waters for synergy, and keep the love flowing. Want to rule fish? A brainrot like a sea legend? Pair Magma Rod with Fire Enchant for a sizzling combo that melts deep abyss hauls. For early grinds, use Wooden Rod with basic bait to hook starters fast. Farm bait from Coral Cove or PvP wins to upgrade rods. Newbies, grab Weak Rod for level 5 zones. Pros, reel Divine Rod for meta dominance. Synergize Frozen Rod with Ice Enchant for a cold catch beast, or Cupid Rod with Love Bait for a charm fishing dynasty. Prioritize plus range traits for Magma or plus durability for Reinforced. Grind Tidal Arena for rare enchants and check Discord or Trello for rod updates. The Fisherman's Pass boosts bait gains by 15%, a must for ocean pros. The waves calm, fishing champs, and your fish, a Brainrot saga, shines brighter than a Magma Rod haul. From Divine Rod's holy pulls to Weak Rod's pitiful snaps, you've forged the ultimate rod tier list to conquer fishing zones, PvP battles, and nightmare events. A-tier titans like Cupid Rod reign supreme, while C-tier duds like Coral Rod keep your grind full of salty laughs. Whether you're a newbie splashing in shallow bay or a pro reeling level 50 depths, this list is your fishing net. Mix Magma with Fire Enchant for a molten empire or Frozen with Ice Bait for a chilly dynasty. Farm that bait, stock Trello for updates, and etch your fish a Brainrot legend. Drop your biggest catches or funniest rod breaks in the comments. Let's fuel the fishing frenzy. Smash that like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more Roblox chaos. Cast now.